We are in a world now, especially in the entertainment sphere, that is beyond parody, especially DC. The first story here is about Elliot Page getting supposedly cast as the new Man of Steel. And the second story is about the Joker being pregnant. I think you guys already know which one is the real story, but we will start with Elliot Page.
Yes.
So
the same person who posted this, by the way, is literally Joe Schmo32 on Twitter.
Basically.
We reference him so often, but it turns out he actually exists, and he is the exclusive inside source. He said, sources within Warner Brothers revealed that James Gunn is considering Elliot Page to replace Henry Cavill as Superman, and then he tagged the Quartering and Nerdrotic because, of course.
It was like the very first clue you should have had that this was the not true story was like the tagging of the Quartering and Nerdrotic, I think. The best part about this is, like, if you go about 5 tweets down on the thread, he says, I basically did this so that I could get somebody from Warner Media to acknowledge that this isn't a real story. But here's the problem. We are in a world now where this isn't something that is totally outside the realm of possibility.
More specifically, so much has been up in the air about DC in general that we just don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Like, there are theories and rumors more than there are confirmed stories at this point. We began our talks about DC thinking that Henry Cavill was going to have a sequel for Superman, and now he's out.
The other part about this is, like, I use this, like, I am the fake news today by including this story as our like main topic. But the other thing here is that Ezra Miller basically said to be, they're going to continue with him. They're going to leave Ezra Miller.
Because they claim he is doing the proper mental health and therapy work to get back to a functional place. And not only is The Flash, getting released earlier than expected.
Yep.
It's also possible that he will be in future projects, even though Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, Jason Momoa even will not be.
Well, Momoa may come back as Lobo.
And this is a soft reset of DC.
The biggest mistake they could have possibly made was doing was not, like, if you're going to get rid of Henry Cavill, then reboot the whole thing. If you're going to get rid of the most popular...
What kind of soft reset gets rid of literally every...
Well, no, they don't, because they keep
flagship character.
They keep the Suicide Squad characters because James Gunn created those.
Baby.
Yeah, because that. And technically, Margot Robbie gets... lumped in there, even though she was part of the first Suicide Squad, not the second one. I love that somebody said Super Juno.
Well, people are saying, like, the super them or gender neutral Person of Steel is currently in the works, out in 2024, and will be directed by none other than Elizabeth Banks. Are you getting excited yet?
No.
Are you freaking pumped for this?
Diablo Cody has to direct.
You know what else I saw? I saw people saying, like, this movie would... I mean, they took it too seriously.
Yes, they took it way too seriously.
But they were like, this movie would bomb, and honestly, it wouldn't even have anything to do with the fact that Elliot Page is trans. I'm sorry. Can we just, like, level with each other right now? It would have everything to do with the fact that Elliot Page is trans if this movie bombed. And that's fine. Because people are done with... Yeah. No wokeness in
that's
Hollywood.
Not even a man. That's a boy, if anything, right?
The other thing here is, like, does this not kind of prove the malleability of, like, reality on the internet? That you read this and you're like, I buy it.
I had no idea it was fake.
Trust me, bro, or the Babylon Bee.
Yeah, like you could believe it. Because it's not that far off the realm of where things are going in Hollywood.
Someone said, it's about time we had manlit Superman, and I was like... Yes, representation for our short kings out there. Yes. Let's effing go.
Francisco Sanchez Jr. says Margot Robbie was part of the second Suicide Squad movie. Yes, but I'm just saying that she was also part of the first one, so she gets kind of grandfathered in, but they kept her for the second one. She was actually not even my favorite part of the second Suicide Squad movie, and I don't have a problem with Peacemaker. I recommend everyone go watch the second Suicide Squad movie and Peacemaker. But does it worry you that something like this can get made and people are like in the comments, like some people were like, is this, please tell me this is parody, please tell me that this is fake. Like, that's actually kind of a good sign that even some people were like, please tell me that this isn't true, this doesn't sound real, this sounds fake. It at least triggers something in the brain that this doesn't seem quite right. Like, but at the same time, I made a half joking response. I said I could buy them doing Elliot Page as the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, people have been talking and joking about Elliot Page as the Flash for a while now before this parody tweet ever came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm at least glad that some things are considered too far.
Yeah.
Still, if this did happen, who would take it seriously? Well, I don't think people were even happy with the idea of Aaron Taylor Johnson as James Bond, let alone.
That was good. Hit the mic. Make
Thank
a good
you.
sound.
Thank you for the money.
Oh, thank you.
Let alone this idea. But like, if we can psyop this all the way to James Gunn and then somehow convince him that this would work out, then we might be able to bankrupt DC.
Well, like, look, as somebody who loves DC, and I know Caper2X will hate to hear how I don't want them to fail. But the funny thing is 5 years ago, Carter, if you can imagine something worse than like this, is like Marvel Comics was worse at one point, and DC was like hold my beer and decided to make themselves like infinitely worse. And it trickles down, and the movies don't get it quite as bad as the comics, but the movies are still bad. Look at this picture of it's a very believable picture.
Oh my God.
Of Elliot Page as the Man of Steel.
They said, what if Elliot Page identifies as a muscular 6'3" man? Then
think
she would deserve the role,
he
right?
does.
But is this any more ridiculous than Nicolas Cage once being asked to play Superman in the 2006 Superman Returns? He was going
Not
to be,
as
It's
egregious
a little
of a
less
decision.
ridiculous.
Like, that's what they should do. They should do a multiverse story and have Nicolas Cage make an appearance as Superman.
I'd
looked
actually
up-
buy that.
Yeah, I looked up Elliot Page's height. It's 5 feet and a half. We're not even at 5'1".
Not even
5
5'1"?
feet and a half. Shorter than me.
Has Elliot Page seen any of this stuff? And if so,
Is there a response?
Yeah.
Well, she is in Umbrella Academy, and in order to appease the woke mob, they transitioned her female character into a male character, which was not part of Gerard Way's source material.
Gerard Way
but
made
it
that?
seems like this industry is willing to placate people who prioritize their identity in any way possible. It's just for virtue signaling. It's never about actual compassion.
It's funny because it used to be like one of these things that Kellen mentioned yesterday. We were talking about shows where they've had these characters that aren't super bad. Like there was a trans character in Billions, wasn't bad. Like you can do it. It's fine. It's just when you do it in this space, when you do it in the space of superheroes, it's very clearly part of an agenda. But I love the guy right here, the guy who tweeted this goes, "The Babylon Bee, please hire me." Like he's good. Like, and the Babylon Bee is expert.
This is his resume.
Is expert with the memes. So it's
one person replied, "Great bait, mate. I rate 8 out of 8. Another person said, "If this is true, I will show my arse in Selfridges." That was definitely a British Twitter user.
We have definitely come to a point now where it's like, I know there's going to be like, I can already picture the comments on this video. Like when we cut this up and we make this a segment, they're going to be like, this is clearly not real. And you guys totally got hacked.
Guys, this is a fake news show. What do you expect at this point? This is what we peddle in, okay? But I kind of hope that this is true or ends up being true for all the wrong reasons. Because I am a girl and I like drama. And I just imagine the controversy around a movie like this. People are already so enraged on behalf of Henry Cavill getting ousted from this role. And then, if you know the lore about what happened with him in The Witcher, and then now he's not getting James Bond, unlikely that he will get James Bond, this would not fly. This would not go very well for them. I don't think they would be happy.
The comment section is absolutely lit right now. Like they're not being kind to
Her
Elliot
kryptonite is lack of medication.
Someone said something really funny. I think it was Johnny Derp.
Trauma over drama.
Remy5405 says no YouTube live notice, must not like the content. Yeah, very likely.
Also, somebody named Ellen in the chat said, "Wow, another trashy Ellen."
Oh man, that's
we were actually just mentioning Ellen DeGeneres and what a horrible person she is behind the scenes.
So that you go down the comments, and it's just like why, ha 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 ha. I just love it because when I first read it, I got sent this story last night, and I was like, I read it, and I'm like, that doesn't seem real, but at the same time, what the hell?
Can we really put it past them?
Can we really put it past
anymore?
them?
And we even saw like that trans actor from the MCU. I forget which character they played, but they were talking about how there isn't enough representation for trans and gay characters in the MCU and superhero movies in general.
Yeah.
And I mean, now I guess this is the way to go about it. Just bastardize a familiar character that people love.
I think we should just have a daily fake news segment.
Can't they make a new one?
We
though?
already do that. It's all of our segments. I'm kidding.
It's
I
all
am
of the
kidding.
segments. But just remember,
For the
guys,
record.
not only is Ezra Miller likely going to remain in that role, it was really funny when I was reading this about how they're getting rid of Gal Gadot, and it's just it's like they want to get rid of anyone that anyone actually likes. Like,
someone mentioned Chris Evans. I think they mean for Superman.
it's also funny because I think about this, like what will end up happening, guys, if the Flash movie does really, really well and they leave Ezra in there, it will be kind of secondhand proof that we are in our own little very, very targeted information bubble, meaning that the average person doesn't know this is going on. The average person doesn't care. They don't. Let's face it.
But if this went ahead,
Yeah.
incredibly unlikely, but if it did, I think that some people would be like, okay, I'm off of this bandwagon. Like, I'm done. I think it would be like a straw that breaks a camel's back for a lot of people, because really what it's about is like, are you the truest believer in the lie that we're peddling right now? And some people just can't hack it.
Instead of Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, they can get Tilda Swinton to play Lex Luthor. Just and then Henry Cavill can be hired to play Lois Lane. There,
Perfect.
we'll do that. We'll just have
Because nothing means anything
no.
anymore.
We're beyond parody. Nothing means anything anymore. Nothing matters. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.